Yeah, listen, yeah, roller, yeah, harvest rolling in, you can smell it on the wind, sticky, icky indica, the buds are looking prim, trim being ready and the scissors start to glisten, yeah, the grove came through like it knew we were missing them, colas hanging heavy, every branch is feeling proud, frost so thick it's like the plants are wearing clouds, slowly dry rhythm while the terp waves rise, it's a whole celebration when the time is this wise, lights down low but the room still glows, sticky, icky indica, everybody knows it's the moment we wait for, season after season. Harvest time hitting with that perfect grow of reason.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Jacob Cultivates. Thank you all for joining me today. And we're going to be talking about the Mādar Afghan Indica, as well as the 1989 Hindu Kush crossed with White Widow. Two epic OG genetics maintained since the 1980s. This stuff is real diesel gas smelling stuff right here with an overtone berry terpenes. I don't know if I'd call it an overtone. It's kind of a very even mixture between berry and gassy, very gassy. So, very beautiful plant. Out of these two, it's quite easy for me to pick a favorite. I am preferential to this beautiful Mādar Afghan Indica, 100%. The Hindu Kush crossed with White Widow, 1989, it has a very unique terpene profile. The smells that it gives off are unlike anything I've ever smelled before in my 5 years of growing since it's become legal here in New York. It has this deep, musky smell, but not overpowering. It's actually more of a subtle smell. It's not a smack you in the face kind of smell. You really got to rub it and smell it a bit. And it has this almost incense like smell, flavor, aroma. It's a unique combination of smells. So I've heard some great things about the lineages behind these plants. So I'm expecting good things. It's not an overpowering aroma. It's kind of on the lighter side, but a good trichome coverage, very pretty. And she's packing weight on too. Like this plant, I was a little bit worried in the beginning. I didn't think she was going to put a lot of weight on, but towards the end of flowering, she's really started to pack it on. Uh, she has about another week to go. I'm estimating I might take her down a little bit early. We'll see. I'm going to get in there and inspect the trichomes at some point later today. I'm going to take my macro lens, which is this right here. This thing is awesome. Anybody out there that's like wondering how to get close-up shots on their cannabis or any other plants or anything for that matter, macro photography, if you don't have a professional camera with professional lenses and all that, you can pick one of these up on the internet for $10 to $20. Anyway, moving along. Get yourself one of these if you want to take macros. So we got this coming down, the Mādar Afghan Indica, coming down probably tonight. I might record some of the process, show you guys how I cut it down. It's nothing special. I mean, I'm literally using like some dollar store scissors. I need to upgrade because this is like, what? I feel like I'm back in like third grade. Like, it's time to cut cannabis plants down, guys. Ready? Let's flip the camera, get a quick look at these beautiful girls, and then we're out of here. Okay. We can see beautiful deep purples throughout that foliage. Further down beneath the canopy, a lot of these buds maintain their green. They really didn't get the purpling. I'm not really sure why that is. If any growers think they know, tell me. How come the top buds get purple sometimes, but the buds beneath the net a little bit don't? Why is that? I really don't know, and I'm not going to say that I do. It could be because of the airflow. You know, we have fans running in here, and the temperatures drop at nighttime when the lights are out. So maybe the fans are blasting these tops with cooler air, and that's why they get purple. And then the ones down there that are a little bit shielded from the air, they don't get as much of that wind and cooler air. So that's just my guess. Seems like the most logical assessment. And this 1989, like I was saying, she really look, we got one laying down sideways over here, but she's supported by the net, so it's okay. Pretty fat. Let me zoom this out a little. There we go. Not the densest. Um, like these are pretty big. It packed on a little bit of weight, but not super, super dense. Even these tops up here, well, these got a pretty good amount of density, actually. These got a pretty decent amount of density. The top tops, the tippity tops. Not bad. I'll say my rating scale on how dense these are would be like a 6 or a 7. We'll just say 6.5. No, we're going to say 7. These are 7. They got some density. Beneath the net, obviously, not as much, but still decent. Still decent. And she's looking pretty ready too, guys, honestly. Like, I really think this one's coming down kind of early. And for anyone who might be cringing at me touching these buds, I really don't do it that often. So, no worries. But I'm also not really a proponent of touching your buds. Only when we're doing stuff like this to inspect. Very rarely. Right. So this will probably be the last update before I do the chop. I might do an update while I'm doing the chop. So we'll see. I haven't really decided yet. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Yeah, she's definitely looking ready. No sense in pushing her much further. She is right on time at her due date. We're going to do a deep clean of the tent. I might bring you guys in here for a little bit of that. Watch me scrubbing the floor. Not really much to it. Temperatures have been getting a little warmer in here. You can see down here on the floor, I got 81.7. When I walked in to the grow room, I had 88 degrees, which is much hotter than I want it to be right now. And that's due to turning this tent on. the heat that it's producing, as well as outside is warming up. Real quick before I go, we got the skunk Afghanis, just absolutely healthy and happy. These are some of the happiest seed pops ever. Find something wrong with those seed pops, those seedlings. Find something wrong. Good luck, because you're just not going to find nothing wrong. These net pots have been working great. Absolutely love it. They allow just the right amount of drying. The rate at which they dry is just right. So, really loving it. And that's going to do it, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by Jacob Cultivates, hanging out with me and these beautiful plants back here. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? And check out that aloe vera over there. Holy moly. That aloe vera has been catching some eyes in the community. Speaking of which, Ogo Grown community, anyone who's stepping in the space doesn't know about Ogo Grown, check out my description. I got tags down there. Go check out Ogo Grown. Awesome community. Also got some other growers on my list. We got King Tim 420 in the description, my man. We got Growing Old. Oh my goodness, all these good growers out here you gotta check out.
Yeah, you're
That's
learning while
enough.
we're
I'm
burning
out of
on
here.
Jacob
Jacob Cultivates.
Cultivates.
Much love to you all. Peace.